Hey there! We are ready to start working with materials and coloring our scene in Cinema 4D. First of all, we'll need to go back to our references and see what kind of contrast we want. In this case, we're going to use a yellow for the background and a couple of blues and whites so the contrast will be noticeable. Let's return to Cinema 4D. Here we are in our scene, and to begin, we're going to create a new material. To create a new material, go to the lower panel, press Create, and choose New Material. There is another way to do this. Just double-click on this panel, and our material is created. To delete it, just select it and press the Delete key. Let's begin with the basic materials. By double-clicking, you see the Material Editor window where you'll see some categories like Color, Diffusion, and Luminance. In this case, we'll only check two boxes, Color and Reflectance. The material will be very basic, actually. First, let's choose a color for our floor, which is the plane object. Turn it on for now. As you can see, it's a simple plane. And now we're going to look for the color palette we want. It's going to be a light yellow. Okay. Now, we need to give it a more of a shiny look, so go to the Reflectance and click the button called Add. Then, choose the GGX option. It's not important to know what kind of reflection this gives, but it's important to know its options. To put it short, this kind of reflection turns the material into aluminium. We need to reduce the reflection brightness. For example, let's lower it to 2%. As you can see in this little preview of over here, we are getting a little reflection. That's what we need in this case. Expand a little bit this window. Now we're going to give it a bit of roughness to make the reflection a little less sharp. I think 6% will be enough. Okay. And we are not going to modify anything else here. Remember that we are not going after realistic materials. The important things are the base of our design and the contrast. So let's apply the materials. Before that, go to Color and reduce the saturation a bit. Good. Now select the plane and drag the material to the scene. As simple as that. Okay, perfect. There is also another way. Delete this material here and now select the plane and drag the material to the plane in the Objects panel. These are the two ways to apply materials. Well, there is a third one that is useful when we have a lot of objects. Just select the object, right-click on the material and choose Apply. That's it. Perfect. Let's keep adding the materials to the scene. For now we have applied the material for the floor. Let's get out of the camera and focus on the hot dog. To duplicate a material, hold the Ctrl key and drag it to a side. And we have another material. Let's change the color here to give it more of an orange look and apply it to the bread. We are going to create another material. As you can see, you can change the color here or double-clicking on the material. I think it's easier to do it from the right part of the screen. Let's reduce the saturation and now create another material. Okay. This one will be for the sausage. Guys, we are not looking for a realistic look, but we want some contrast. So create another duplicate. I think I'm going to reduce the saturation a little bit to this one. Open this one now. This will be for the sauce. So give it a greenish hue. Okay. Perfect. This is just little details of colors. One more and give it a pink tone. Perfect. Okay, let's select it and close the window. Let's continue with the building. Duplicate this material and change the color. As you can see, we are using some pastel tones. Okay. Perfect. Now let's do the door and the windows. So create a new duplicate and change the color to a light blue. And do the same. Duplicate and change it to white. Okay. So the door is composed of the windows and the frame. And the same goes for these windows. So select these windows. And now we are going to make a selection out of them. Like I'm doing so. Remember that this triangle represents the selections. We did this before with the edges, and now we're going to do it with polygons. So select the inner polygons and right-click on the blue material and choose Apply. As soon as we hit Apply, the material and the selection will appear here, which is this orange triangle. If we now select the white material and drag it to the windows, the blue part will be lost. It's just a problem of arrangement. The material for the base of the object must be the first one, see? After moving it, the object is now good. So apply again this white material and then make this selection and apply to it the blue material. Once again, apply the white material, make a selection, and apply the blue material. That's it. Okay, so this way we've applied several materials to the same object. Great. This is the way we can add material. And now let's continue with the stairs. Apply this material to them. We just have to keep repeating this with every other object. It's very easy actually. So let's go now to this cloner, the one for the awning. In fact, for the awning, I created 2 objects inside the same cloner, which you can see here. But we'll see it later. So anyway, we have the main object, which is this one, and what I did was duplicate it to create the rest. Why? Okay guys, let me show you why. So duplicate this material and change the color to yellow. You'll see how we'll have alternating colors on the awning. Apply this first material to one of the objects and then apply the white one to the second object. See what happens? This is because we did this with a cloner. Perfect. If we wanted a third object, we would just need to hold Ctrl and drag one of the objects to create a duplicate and then apply to it another material. So now we have 3 alternating colors, but in this case we just need 2. Let's apply the same yellow to the bar and also the white, and so on with the rest of our objects. It will depend on your design and what you want to achieve. I recommend that you try several color palettes. If you can't still decide which one you'll use after that, just go to Google and look for a very useful tool called Color. Which is Color. It's really good and is from Adobe. Here you have it. This tool of Adobe offers a lot of different color palettes. You can see here how many, and you can use them for your scene in case you still haven't decided which one to use. This is a very useful tool and you can make a good use of it in Cinema 4D. To put it simply, go here and look for a color palette that you like and then try to replicate it according to what you want to achieve. For example, let's say I want this color palette. I can make a screenshot of it. So let's make it. And now I'm going to create a new material and I'm going to have that screenshot as a reference to get the colors. So let's open the image. Let me locate it between my screenshots. See it? As you can see, you can pick any color from the image. It's very useful. And this way, we would have this yellow from the screenshot. Now, I just have to keep duplicating materials and picking colors from the screenshot. Just repeat it over and over until you have all of it colored. Guys, I recommend you this tool because it's really useful. And see you in the next video.